What up, and welcome back into another week's golf breakdowns from MMA Jeff, and I'm your boy Pimp Slap POD. Coming off of a couple of big events, the Masters, we had the Players. Of course, they had the RBC Heritage last week. This was a little different golf flavor, a little bit more focused on some fun. Everybody stressed and got their games in check to have some big events and some big dollar plays that could change their golfing careers. Shout out to Rory for his green jacket. Of course, now we move in, and RBC Heritage is behind us. Jeff, the Zurich Classic's a setup that's a lot like a boys golf trip. You got best balls, you got alternate shots, you got partners out there, and we're going to talk to you guys about a couple of these matchups this week. But first things first, Jeff, you came off a couple of big bombs last week. Talk to us about the results at RBC Heritage.
Yeah, I snagged a top 20 in Ryu there. His I'm not sure even how to pronounce his last name, but he was a plus 400 winner. I did snag a top 10 winner in Maverick McNeely at plus 450, and I did snag a top 5 winner at with Berger at plus 900, which was the big shot. Unfortunately, Oberg did not do very well for me, and for an outright winner, and Morikawa as well did not pan out, but a plus 400 winner, a plus 450 winner, and a plus 900 winner. I did pretty well last week in golf, and I'm feeling good.
Definitely some great bomb prices there. I found out my lane is very much these top 10, top 20s as well here. Sanjay Im got there for me at a plus 135. Sepp Straka, Victor Hovland. Sepp was at a plus 135. Victor came through for a plus 230 price tag. Um, Sadly, missed again in the first round and got nowhere near the big finishes at RBC Heritage. But again, you'll see this is a little bit different. We've got a setup here, a fun format with different partners playing. It's another Pete Dye design, Jeff. The difference here is this one's going to probably play a little bit slower. It's a little softer down there in Louisiana, and does going to favor driving distance, probably more than the average tournament. But the uniqueness here is that they will have some alternate shots and some best ball formats out there. So going to be fun to watch. You're probably going to see these guys pulling hijinks and all kinds of things out there. But I guess the big notable return is Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry back to defend their 2024 crown. And they are priced accordingly. They are big favorites here, odds-on favorites on the card out there, the top pairing to get it done. Some other notable pairings here. Morikawa going to go with another Northern Californian in Kurt Kittemaya. We got some Hojgaard brothers, Nikolai and Rasmus, that'll be partnered up together. Aaron Ray and Thigala is a matchup you'll be talking to us about. Hijinks on the course from guys like Dahmen and Harry Higgs will be other factors out there. I'm going to talk about a couple of matchups as well. We'll talk about some recent performances out there. We might as well get right into it. This is going to be a short video because while the field is unique, it's definitely a little bit more of dart throwing here. So we don't want to get too overly invested. Have some fun with it. Take some shots. Try to figure out what your strength is when it comes to golf here. But I know Jeff's going to open us up, talk to us here. Jeff, you're usually involved the top tens, the top fives, and some outrights. So why don't you give us some of your top tens to pop this top?
Yeah, I generally jump in on the top 20s as well, but I laid off this week again, as you had mentioned. It's like the Daytona 500 out there. Anything could happen. You're going to see some high scores, some low scores. You're going to see some just a lot of good golf, but I didn't want to jump in on the top 20s. I didn't feel the payments were there. But I did jump on for a top 10. I got in on Nick Taylor and Adam Hadwin as a team at plus 280. Nick Taylor, runner up in 2023. He plays this course pretty well on a consistent basis. So yeah, and Hadwin's been doing pretty well lately. So I figured teaming those two up together they are teamed together. I didn't team them up, but at plus 280, I figured that was a decent shot to come in the top 10 again. Nick Taylor as a runner up. These guys, they get each other's scores ultimately. You get the best ball, then you get the foursome, then you get the best ball, then the foursome again. Or yeah, foursome again. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good shot at a plus 280. And then the other one I took was Aaron Rye and Thigala at plus 210. Again, I think Thigala's been playing pretty decent. Rye's obviously been playing decent. So pairing these two up, I think their games match up well together, and I think they can get it done out there in the top 10 at plus 210. I almost dropped them in the top 5, but I laid off a little bit. I had some other matchups there that I wanted to play, so I like to do two tens, two 20s, two fives, two winners. So yeah, I'm on Nick Taylor and Adam Hadwin at plus 280 and Aaron Rye and Thigala at plus 210, both in the top tens.
Oh, some fun matchups there. We were talking a little backstage about my thought process around Thigala, but look, why not? You got two guys that rank high in the top 30 out there and can go out and play the course the way it's supposed to be played. I'm with you. I'm going to go with a little bit of a different route here. I like to get some top 20s involved as well. Found some success last week with that, but top 10s, I'm going to add a top 5. And then, of course, you guys know I like to get involved with first round leaders and an outright as well. So, going to take a little bit of a change of pace here with a top 5. But I'll tell you, my top 10, somebody that I'm sure we'll be talking a little bit more about. But I've got a Wyndham Clark Taylor Moore set up here, a top 10 at plus 230. Thought the price tag made sense. These guys collectively pairing for the first time, but each have had some success in this event. You look at Clark, finishes top 17, top 10, third overall in 2023. And Moore's had himself some top 4 finishes as well. So I like these guys to come together with a success and experience on the track here. Plus 230 price tag for a top 10. I'm also going to get involved in a first round leader with these guys. That's 30-1. So I don't want to jump around here. But my other top 10 is going to go with the South African team of Van Rooyen and Bezenhout because of the way their game matches up for the track. I think they're great fits out there. Familiarity come from international play already. These guys know each other from their background and their roots. And they've got enough when it comes to the accuracy, I think, to dominate this track out there. Top 10 plus 360 for the South African boys to make it happen. I got one top 5, and then we'll hear some of yours as well, Jeff. I'm going to go to McIntyre and Dietrich for my top 5. This is kind of the big score for me. Plus 350. We'll talk, I'm sure, about these guys here in just a little bit more detail. But you talk about the round format changes. Overall, round 2 last year was a difficult spot for these guys. Second lowest score on day 1, fourth lowest score on day 3. And it's just that kind of alternate shot that seemed to get these guys in some trouble. So I think they figured it out. They're back together. They're going to have some fun with it. Top 5 is plus 350. What do you think about that, Jeff?
I like that play. We'll get into my thoughts on that one as we move forward here. But I like it a lot. What number did you say you got that at?
Plus 350 over on DraftKings.
Not a bad look at all. My top 5, I jumped in on Andrew Novak. He was the runner-up last week. What he had the shootout there with JT.
Yeah.
He's been playing solid golf. To compete against a guy like Justin Thomas. I mean, he hasn't won in a couple of years, but he is always a solid golfer. Novak's playing real well. The wild card matched up with Ben Griffin, though, that makes me a little nervous. But I got a plus 400 with Novak and Griffin. So again, Griffin makes me a little nervous, but he can get hot out there at any time. So yeah, I figured that wasn't a bad shot. Top 5 plus 400. The other one I took in the top 5 was Billy Horschel, who was runner-up in 2022, and I believe he won it. Was it 2018, 2019, something like that? He always plays this course well. He likes these setups with which I'll talk about another guy here in a few minutes. But I got Billy Horschel matched up with Tom Hogue at plus 450 in the top 5. I thought that was Billy's. He's jacked up. He likes to amp his teammates up, and he's a real in-your-face kind of guy. I like that. And again, runner-up a couple years ago. And then won it, 5 years ago or so, 6 years ago. So I think he's always a viable option at this course. So yeah, I roll with those two boys.
Can you imagine you're playing? I mean, we've done plenty of partner golf events out there. I'm not sure how I feel about the in-your-face guy when I'm trying to get in the zone when it comes down to it. I'm not sure how I would fare well. I'm pretty sure I've seen you in some of those opportunities, and I think we're cut from the same elk. Where we're not big get in our face when we're in tournament type guys here. But look, I got a couple first round leaders, Jeff, that I'm going to jump on board with here. Andrew Novak, Ben Griffin, first round leader, 30-1. I like to play here. And I was talking with you backstage. There's a lot of similarity in the way that we're approaching these guys, just kind of shaking them up in a little bit of a different format to try to come up with the victory. So 30-1, I thought first round leader, runner up, as you mentioned. And Griffin has multiple top 4 finishes at this event. So I'll take it, or I'm sorry, this year in general. So I'll take a shot with this guy. Novak, top 23 last year when it came to this track. Never made the cut from a Griffin perspective. So that's why I wanted to go back and just take the first round here. I don't know if Griffin just gets loose and falls apart or not, but I'm going to go 30-1 for the first round leader. I already talked to you guys about Clark, and Moore. I'm going to take those guys as my first round leader at 30-1. And the South African team of Van Rooyen and Bezenhout, 45-1. I've got 3 first round leader plays, and then I'm going to go with 1 single outright. Jeff, talk to us about the rest of your plays, and we'll put the bow on the show.
I will. Mike, I got 2 outright winners. Well, 4, I guess they're teams. But a couple of things that I did want to say. First and foremost, Roars and Lowry. Roars just won the Masters, an emotional win. He's got to be burned out. He's got to be burned out. Lowry playing well at plus 360. I didn't want to tie money up for 4 days at a plus 360, so I took a couple of bigger shots here for the outright winners. Another guy I wanted to mention was Morikawa. He doesn't do well in these type of tournaments, these teammate tournaments. I don't think he's ever won one. So he's I don't know what his deal is. If he doesn't like to play with certain people, I don't know how it goes, but he doesn't seem to fare well in these teammate tournaments. So I stayed away from those guys. I didn't think their value was there. I did jump on JT Poston and Keith Mitchell for the outright winners at plus 1800. Poston's been another one, been playing well. Mitchell's a little bit of a wild card, but he can hold his own out there. I think they're going to complement each other's games very well, especially when you get into the best ball. If Mitchell blows it, I think Poston's going to be there to back him up, and I think that's going to be a good pairing between the two of them. The other one I took, which you had mentioned there, Thomas Dietrich and Robert McIntyre. I got them as outright winners at plus 1800 as well. Again, you and I talked backstage. You just mentioned them in the. Would you get them in the top 5? I think it was.
Yep.
I got them as outright winners. I think they're going to be a good pairing, and I think that plus 1800. Again, I didn't want to give out our Roars and Lowry at plus 360 or 380. I think that's a waste of time and effort. So a couple of big shots. Both of those teammate or matchups there are plus 1800s outright winners. So let's go.
All right. I'm going to go with 2 more. I already talked about these guys in first rounds. Give me the South African team. Familiarity and ability to me make this a great looking matchup and a great looking team at 60-1 to get the outright. That's my long shot. And kind of reining it into something I think a little more practical. I'm with you. I'm not going to take the plus 360 Lowry, McIlroy route. And yeah, you see that Morikawa just wants to go out there and have some fun, be involved, and be around golf. He finds this guy from his stomping grounds in California and gets paired up. He's the second odds-on team to win at 12-1. I'm going to stay away from that as well. I'm going to go back to Wyndham Clark and Taylor Moore. They're down to 20-1 now for the outright. So 20-1, 30-1 first round leader, 20-1 outright leaders. Those are the 2 pairings I'm going to take involved with Van Rooyen and Bezenhout at 60-1, Clark and Moore at 20-1. And again, sprinkle it around, trying to have a little fun with the event, Jeff. Nothing to get too stressed out about. Let's have some fun. Let's throw a couple of bullets. And let's keep building these bankrolls as we get rolling, Jeff. Tell them what you got going on.
We'll be shooting first strike tomorrow, so that'll be out tomorrow evening. We got 13, 14 fights on the card coming up Saturday, and I did see there's some NASCAR on Sunday, so maybe I'll dig a little into NASCAR. I think I've been hitting pretty well on those the last couple of weeks. So yeah, follow sports money. What do you got going on?
We're always grinding. Lots of stuff going on. First strike will be out tomorrow. You guys, of course, know that the UFC playbook is underway. And we'll look at doing some live streaming as the week progresses. Enjoy the video. Enjoy the golf. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment after the video post-production here. Tell us who you like for this golf tournament. And we'll see you guys really soon. Thanks for watching. Smash the thumbs up. Get that money.